we're going to be walking through setting up a new bot in EpicFlow's dashboard. When you first log in, you will be in the dashboard view, and you will have access to the wizard on the right side of this view. You also have the ability to create a new bot directly from the My Bot screen under New Bots. For today, we'll go through setting it up directly from the dashboard. The first thing you're going to do is select your currency pair. We have a wide range that are available. Select the one that you're interested in. In this case, we'll use British pound to US dollar, and decide which direction you want this position to go in, long or short. If we're selecting long, we are wanting the price of that currency pair to increase. We'll name our bot, and now we will set the max margin to use. This is one of the most, if not the most important parameter that you're going to configure in this bot. What this is the amount of capital you want this bot to spend. Once it hits that amount, it will stop buying further orders and pause the bot. It will pause it in the sense that it will not buy anymore, but if the bot hits the profit thresholds that you've configured below, it will still exit and make your profit. It's just a way to protect from using all of your capital if you did not have a max margin and the price of the currency drops. For this scenario, we'll put in $10,000 as the max margin to use, the max capital we want out of our balance. The next item we will be configuring is your initial order. This is the number of units you're going to buy and that you will buy on the next step. That next step is how much the price will drop in pips before you will buy another order. The price of those units is shown here, whatever value in US dollar that currency pair is worth. You can use that as guidance on how many units to put in to purchase. So if I was to put 10,000 units, that would be $630 roughly every order that we do. So in this scenario, I'll put it to 5,000 units and say, if the price drops 8 pips, I want to put another order in, which will be the initial order plus the order increment. So that would be 5,050 units for the second order. It would be 5,100 units for the third order, and keep adding 50 to that value for each subsequent order after that. For the profit, we have what we call our profit entry, which is made up by configuring two parameters. One is the minimum profit exit, and the second is the profit buffer. Your position will have an average price of X, and once that currency pair value increases to 15 pips above X, we'll go into profit entry. We won't exit at that point because we have a profit buffer configured, which will allow the price to dip a little bit. But if it dips below that buffer, in this case 5, it will hit 10 pips above your average price, and it would then exit and sell. However, if the price continues to go up, we will ride that wave up. And we use some of the advanced settings to help configure that wave. The profit exit step will increment your minimum exit point every time the overall price increases by that amount. We also have another advanced setting called forced order timer, which is in hours, which will force another order if the price remains relatively stagnant. Again, just a way to help facilitate getting your average price down. In this scenario, we'll set this to 15 pips as an entry. We can now go and create the bot. And this will now show up in our bot view. And we can see here that it already put in the initial order of 5,000 units. We can verify that by going to Awanda and see that position also being opened with 5,000 units. You can go into the activity view and see the purchase price as well. And the orders will show you the next order of 5,050 units at 8 pips below what we previously just bought the 5,000 units at. At any point in time on these bots, you can adjust the settings, you can rename, you can adjust, say, the max margin. You do not have to stop the bot in order to change these parameters. So if I wanted to change the max margin to, say, $12,000, I would just go in, confirm it, and we will see the max margin update to that amount. We can adjust the order size. It will not adjust the previous orders that were already put in, but it will update the next order that would be submitted in the system. As well as we can update our profit exit and profit buffer. And lastly, since this is our first run on this bot, we can come in and see the summary. You will only see the active run, and we can show you when and what price that we bought that initial order in. And all subsequent orders would show up in the chart as well. But let's look at another bot that has had some successful runs. This one here, my Euro USD, we can see that it's had 22 runs. That means 21 completed and 1 active. The current run is the active. It's been running for 6.5 hours. So if we come into the summary view, we can see these. And again, this active one has only 1 order, and the price has been pretty stagnant and it hasn't moved up or down enough yet. But if we look at some of our other runs, and we're looking for something that has a few more orders than just 1 or 2. And here's one here that ran for 1 day and had 19 orders. Now in this example, we can see we had an initial order and it subsequently bought 18 follow-on orders based on the price of that pair dropping. We can see that the price did come up to positive area, but it did not cross our profit entry threshold. It then dropped down and we bought more, which brought the average price down, which is the green line. And we had a steady increase and we finally were able to exit at this point. So as you go through your bots, you can review all past history of all the runs and see the execution. Good luck and happy trading.